let's try to understand the different types of majority that is there. See, India is a democracy. So India is a democracy, and all the decisions are taken by majority. Okay, majority, that is in the parliament or in the state legislature. Okay, so India is a democratic country, right? So all the decisions that needs to be taken by the government, by the parliament, by the state legislature, whoever it is, most of the decisions are taken by majority. That is, this is generally applicable to the legislature. So whether to pass a bill, okay, whether to appoint, whether to remove, whether to approve the finances, or whether to even impeach, that is impeachment of president, etc. All of them are done on the basis of majority. I'll repeat again. Okay, so in our legislature, okay, that is parliament and state legislature, since India is a democratic country, all the decisions are taken on the basis of majority. Okay, so whether you want to pass a bill, whether the parliament wants to pass a bill or state legislature wants to pass a bill, or it wants to approve the finances, the budget, or it wants to appoint or remove, or it wants to impeach, and any other procedure, okay, like motion, approve a motion, disapprove a motion, things like that, all such decisions are taken on the basis of majority. Okay, so right, the members will vote, and if they get majority, if they get majority, okay, the decision will be favorable. If they do not get majority, then the decision will be unfavorable. Matlab, it will be approved or disapproved. So when I say favorable, it is approval. When I say it is unfavorable, it is disapproval. I hope you understood. So if when the members vote, if they get majority, I mean, if the members vote in majority, then the decision is favorable. That means the decision is approved. Let me give you a clarity. So if a bill is introduced, if the members, when the members vote, if they get majority, okay, then the bill is approved. If they do not get majority, then it is disapproved. Correct? So this is what it is. So when the members vote, if they get majority, the bill is approved. If they do not get majority, it is disapproved. Similarly, with respect to any other things, with respect to appointment, removal, all these, it is majority, based on majority. Now, why I am discussing all of this is, before I start my classes, I want you to appreciate the different types of majority that is there in our discussions, that is going to be there in our discussion. So in our parliamentary democracy, there are different types of majority depending upon the type of decision that has to be taken. There are different kinds of majority. Okay, I hope you understood this. So all the decisions in a parliamentary democracy, in a legislature, is taken on the basis of majority. Depending upon what kind of decision has to be taken, there can be different kinds of majority. So there is simple majority, there is absolute majority, there is effective majority, and there is special majority. I hope you understood now. So there are 4 types of majority, and what kind of majority is required, it varies from context. Okay, particular decision, a particular majority is required. Now let me just the simple, absolute, etc., all that, whenever we are discussing a particular topic, I will discuss that over there. But for now, let's just try to understand the procedure of simple majority, absolute majority. When do we call this? Okay. Now let's say there are 100 members. Let's say there are 100 members. Okay. So let's calculate the simple majority on the basis of this number, that is 100 members. So what is simple majority? So I'll write down here. The simple majority is when more than 50%, okay, when more than 50% of the members who are present vote for the bill, or for the decision. So if more than 50% of the members who are present and they vote, such that is simple majority. What is simple majority? More than 50% of present and voting. Okay, so let me just erase this to give you better clarity. So what is simple majority? More than 50%. Please remember this because it gets little confusing later. So I have put all of them together for better clarity. More than 50% of present and voting. So that is simple majority. So for example, passage of ordinary bill. This requires simple majority. That means to pass an ordinary bill, more than 50% of those who are present should vote for the bill. I'll go slowly. For passage of an ordinary bill, more than 50% of those who are present should vote for the bill. Now let's say there are 100 members. Okay. And on today, when the bill is introduced, when the bill is put for vote, today, when the bill is put for vote, 90 people are present. Let's say 90 people are present. 100 is the strength, but present 90 people. 10 people are not well, they are not come. So 90 present. So how much should they get to pass the bill? More than 50% of the present. That means how much? More than 45. Okay. So more than 45 they should get. Not 45, more than 45. Okay. So 46, 47, 48, anything. Is that understood, all of you? So this is the meaning of simple majority. So simple majority is more than 50% present and, but for now, just for your understanding, I've given these examples. So passage of ordinary bill, money bill, confidence and no confidence motion, then election of speaker, deputy speaker, deputy chairman, all of this requires this one. Okay. Is that okay, guys? So this is the first one. That is more than 50% present and voting. Next is absolute majority. Next is absolute majority. So what is absolute majority? What is absolute majority? So absolute majority means majority of more than 50% of strength. More than 50% of strength is absolute majority. Please understand this. More than 50%. Look at this. More than 50% of present and voting. Here, more than 50% of the strength. So in our case, okay, in our case, coming back to our case, so there are 100 members. 90 is present on today. Okay, so absolute majority means what in this case? More than 50% of the strength means in this case, we cannot look at the present. We have to look at the strength. So more than 50% of 100 means more than 50. More than 50. Even though only 90 people have come on today, okay, more than 50 members should vote. Okay, more than 50 members should vote. You got this? So this is absolute. Okay, this is absolute. So this is simple. This is absolute. All right. So next is effective majority. See, there's no example here, There is no specific example because absolute majority is a part of other majority. You'll understand later. Okay, so there's no specific example over here. Next is effective majority. Next is effective majority. That is more than 50% of the effective strength. More than 50% of effective strength. So for this, first we'll have to calculate effective strength. What is effective strength? Effective strength is total strength. Please write down total strength minus vacancy. Effective strength is total strength minus vacancy. That is the effective strength. Now, what is effective majority? Effective majority is more than 50% of the effective strength. Okay, I'll write down here. So what is effective majority? More than 50% of effective strength. So absolute majority is more than 50% of the strength. Effective majority is more than 50% of effective strength. So let's try to understand over here. Coming back to our example. Okay, let's say there is 4 vacancy. Okay, there are 4 vacancies. See, vacancies can occur when either the member is dead, or when the member has resigned, or when the member is disqualified, or when the election is held as invalid. Okay, now a member of parliament gets elected, but he dies, or he resigns, or he is disqualified, or his election is held invalid. In such a case, the office becomes vacant. That MP post become vacant and new election should be held. Till then, it will be a vacant seat. Now, let's say there is 4 vacancies. So how much is the effective strength? Effective strength is 96. Effective strength is 96. So what is effective majority then? Effective majority is 50% of 96, more than 50% of 96. So how much is it? More than 48. Correct? Yeah, more than 48. So anything above 48. Did you understand? So this is effective strength. This is effective strength. Oh, sorry, effective majority. This is effective majority. So what are the examples, okay, of effective strength, where all it is applied? So for removal of vice president, removal of the vice president, or removal of the chairman, okay, and deputy chairman of Rajya Sabha. Chairman and vice president are the same. Okay, anyway, so chairman and deputy chairman of Rajya Sabha. Similarly, removal of speaker and deputy speaker is done by effective majority. Is done by effective majority. Is that okay, guys? Then, any doubt so far? So simple majority, absolute majority, and effective majority. Then the last one is special majority. The 4th type is special majority. In special majority, there are 3 types. In special majority, there are 3 types. Absences, when the person is absent for that particular session. Vacant means the nobody is occupying that seat currently. All right. Okay. Now, special majority. Special majority is of 3 types. Special majority is of 3 types. So first one under Article 249 and 312. Okay. Article 249 and 312. 12. Now, what does this article say? Because see, I am just skipping ahead, but later we will be discussing this also. So, under Article 249, center legislating in state subject on state subject, center legislating on state subject. Okay, so just to give you a brief idea about what I'm talking about is, so the center can make law on central subject and state can make law on state subject. But in certain exceptional cases, center can make law on state subject. I'll repeat again. Under normal circumstance, center makes law on central subject. The state makes law on state subject. This is the normal circumstance. But under certain circumstances, okay, the center also can make law on state subject. Okay, so this is done under Article 249. Okay, but it requires special majority. Similarly, Article 312 deals with creation of new All India service. Creation of new All India service. Okay, like if the government wants to create a new All India service, okay, like Indian Revenue Service, Indian Foreign Service, these are all India service. So if they want to, Indian Forest Service, Indian Administrative Service, if they want to create new All India service, it can do so, but it requires special majority. Why this requires special majority is because it is affecting the federal system, federal issue. Okay. So states, right, matters are involved over here. So Parliament can interfere in all of this, but only through special majority. Anyways, this I will discuss it later in detail. Okay, if you have not understood this, it is fine. So under Article 249 and under Article 112, a special majority is required, that is not less than, so the special majority is more than 2/3 of present and voting. More than 2/3 of present and voting. So again, in our example, what example we took, okay, let me just put that only. The example we put is, out of 100 strength, 90 have come on that day. So what is the special majority under Article 249, 312 that is required? More than 2/3. More than 2/3 means more than 60. If more than 60 people, so 90 people have come, out of that more than 60 has to vote, present and voting. Did you all understand this? Any doubt? More than 2/3 of present and voting. That is the first kind of special majority. Then the next one is majority under Article 368. Majority under Article 368. So Article 368 deals with what? Amendment of Constitution, right? It deals with amendment of Constitution. So under Article 368, okay, under constitutional amendment, okay, the bill that is introduced to amend the Constitution, it requires special majority. So what is this special majority? That is more than 2/3, of present and voting plus absolute majority. Both this has to be fulfilled. More than 2/3 present and voting plus absolute majority. Plus absolute majority. What is absolute majority? more than 50% of the strength. More than 50% of the strength. So in our case example, more than 2/3 present and voting means more than 60. Absolute majority means the strength of the house. That means more than 50. So both these conditions has to be fulfilled. Both these condition has to be fulfilled. Now you might be looking at it and thinking like already this is there, this is more. Why again absolute majority? Let me give you another example. Okay, let's see. Let's say the strength is 100. Let's say the strength is 100, out of which 60 people have come, meaning 40 people are absent. 40 people are absent. Out of 60 people, all 60 vote for the bill. All 60 vote for the bill. Okay, but is it special majority under Article 368? Now just think about it. Okay, just think about it. No, let's say not all 60. Let's say for our calculation, let's say 50 people. Okay, 50 people vote for the bill. 50 people vote for the bill. So they have fulfilled the first condition, that is they have got more than 2/3, correct? They have got more than 2/3. But have they got more than 50% of the strength? No, they have not got more than 50%. Did you understand? So out of 60, 50 people vote for the bill. That means they have got more than 2/3. They have got more than 2/3. But they have not got absolute majority. That means the first condition is fulfilled. The second one is not fulfilled. So always, please remember, mention this. More than 2/3 present and voting plus absolute majority. Did you all understand, guys? Yes, any doubt? I just gave a hypothetical condition where 100 people have their strength. 60 people have come on that day, out of which 50 people have voted. That means they have got 2/3, more than 2/3 present and voting. But they have failed to get more than 50% of the strength. Is that okay, guys? Right. And the last one is special majority under Article 61. Special majority under Article 61. So under Article 61, it is impeachment of president. Impeachment of president. So this requires a special majority which is more than 2/3 of the strength of house. Not effective strength, just strength of the house. More than 2/3 of the strength of the house. That's all. So that means our house strength is 100. So more than 2/3 of 100. More than 2/3 of whoever has come on that day or whatever is vacant does not matter. It is more than 2/3 of the strength of the house. More than 2/3 of 100. Is that okay? What didn't you understand? Let me know. So here both the conditions has to be fulfilled. What is the first condition? More than 2/3 present and voting. What is the second condition? Absolute majority. So if they have got more than 2/3 present and voting, they will go to the next absolute majority. Both these conditions has to be fulfilled. Only then it will be passed. What didn't you understand? Let me know. You didn't understand absolute majority. We have already discussed. Absolute majority means more than 50% of the strength. More than 2/3 means what? So if 90 people are present on that day, more than 2/3 of 90 means how much? More than 60. So this condition should be fulfilled. At the same time, absolute majority also should be fulfilled. Okay. Let me know what you didn't understand. I can explain. So in the first case, only one condition, more than 2/3 present and voting. In the second condition, more than 2/3 present and voting along with absolute majority. In the third case, it is only one condition, that is more than 2/3 of the strength of the house. Okay, so these are the three types of special majority. Please write it down quickly. So these are the three types of special majority. So one under Article 249 and 312, one under Article 368 to amend the Constitution. To amend the Constitution. Similarly, other examples are also there other than amending the Constitution. Okay, approval of national emergency. Approval of national emergency, removal of judges, removal of the judges. Okay, also requires some kind of majority under Article 3.